Hey everybody, it's Ken Faulkner, and I'm coming to you with another knife video. This is a new one in the collection. Recently got with this guy here that I had a video on recently, and so it's kind of a three knife combo. You know, paid a certain price for three used knives, so I got a great deal. Very cool. Kunwu. It's funny because I just stopped my last video because I called it a Kung Fu, which yeah, no, Kunwu, definitely Kunwu. I like Kunwu knives. I have now 4 in my collection, and this is the latest and greatest. And there's something about this one. Speaking of Kung Fu, right? Kunwu. Got the pouch. Another thing about this knife that's new to the collection, which is very cool, and we'll talk about it in just a second. So there's the pouch that they give with all their knives, well, except for this other one I'm going to show you. I got 2 Kunwus in this batch that I bought, and one does not have that pouch, and you'll see why in a little while. Probably a couple more videos from now. Card of authenticity. There's all their stuff. And we got the knife, which is the Chad. Chad. That is a funny kind of name for a knife. I know that they struggle to get a name. I don't know why it's called the Chad. Is it maybe named after the designer? I don't know enough about the knife. It's got some really nice carbon fiber, no colorful one, just a plain black. But you can see that it's got the layers where you kind of go to this little finger groove here and the chamfer around the edge. That it is definitely the carbon fiber layers. And then you can see that side carbon fiber kind of cut on the edge if it would focus. One thing that is new and exciting about this for me is it's got that polished DLC. That I keep seeing a lot of new knives are coming out with this polished DLC, and I haven't gotten one yet until just now. So that's very cool. It's also another new blade steel in my collection. This one is called PM60. I don't know that much about it, but from what I've heard, it's a good steel. So we'll see how it goes. I do like to have like different ones in my collection, but I'm not the kind of guy to go to tell you which one's the best steel or worst steel. I know which ones have a higher price tag. I think it's not always the best ones. It's the one with the most popular, one name that's out there. So PM60, this is the first time I've ever heard of it. I don't know of any other knives with it on there. Maybe Kunwu, because they do a lot of LMAX. So maybe PM60 is something they were talking about doing new on, or maybe had something to do with the coating, possibly. Now, I didn't really, I'm going to have to wipe off the fingerprints over and over and over again. Or just ignore it. Yeah, this polished, not the most polished that I've seen. You can't really, it's not as mirror as some of them, but still very cool. Very strong coating from what I understand. So about the knife, we got this sheep's foot blade. Nice straight edge there, Warncliffe straight edge. No belly on this guy. Just straight right across. Nice swedge on the top. Good size blade. And this carbon fiber, I think, kind of makes it light. So 3.5-inch blade, I like. And 3 1/4 plus a little more for the cutting edge, which I like. Handle is very comfortable. Not too wide, not too narrow. Nice and strong. Carbon fiber is very strong material. nice contours to it. You know, it's neutral other than this little finger groove, and I've said it before, I really like to have something that, you know, that puts you in a position, but at least this way there's only one groove, so the rest of your fingers can be wherever they want to be. I really like the I don't know if you call them studs that they use on their knives. I have another Kunwu here, the Pulsar, and it's got very similar studs, or whatever you want to call them, and they are so much easier to grip than some of the ones that you get with axis locks. So I approve of that very much. This thumb, I don't know what you call that, a thumb triangle, works very well. So you can middle finger, plus you can get the thumb on it very well. So great action. Now, when I got this knife here, which is the Prado from CJRB, I was complaining about how hard it was to pull back the axis lock. The funny thing is that on this one, it's like completely the opposite. It just really barely takes anything to pull it back. It's one thumb, boom. So I'm kind of wondering, I did take this one apart. I did mention that I was going to. The springs on it are super thick. I noticed I have some other ones here. I didn't swap them out yet. I might swap them out later. I went through a major battle royale, getting this thing apart and back together again. You know, they always have like a liner. So they make it on this one so that you can unscrew from either side. The D is in the middle portion. So you can take off one scale at a time, which is great. But then the spring, the way it fits in this outer scale, it just barely fits. And a couple times trying to put it back together, I knocked the spring. You know, it's got a little thing that sticks into a hole, and I knocked that out as I'm trying to put it back together because it just barely fits inside of the scale, the cutout in the scale. If that makes sense. If you've taken these guys apart before, you know what I'm talking about. So this one still is super hard. And this one here is super light, super light. I mean, I got this, the Pulsar. This is right in the middle. And this one, I feel, is kind of perfect. So I don't know if there's something, like I say, it's used. I don't know if there's something about the springs. You know, I'll probably take it apart and make sure everything is okay. It's not the end of the world. I mean, I think it's better, actually, to have it lighter. The problem is that you got this deployment method with this one. Super easy to do. I haven't had it fall open in my pocket, so that's not a problem per se, but I would like to have a little bit more. So I'm going to take it apart eventually. I got to rest up from taking this guy apart. But I will take it apart. I'll see if maybe there's a spring problem. You know, I had to change out one of my bug out Omega springs the other day, probably a couple weeks back, because one of them broke. So this one doesn't feel like anything's broken. It just might be a lighter spring, and I know you can get different springs. So maybe I'll order some springs and try some different ones out. Hopefully this one's not as difficult to take apart as the Prado was. But this is the Chad. Other than the weakness, and just really the detent becomes weak because of it. The weakness of the detent, the quote-unquote detent, this is a really cool knife. I got out the scale because if you saw the other video, and I'll weigh them both and you'll see what I'm talking about. We are 0 pounds and ounces. So the Prado came in super heavy, and that was one of my nitpicks on that, 6.3. This one is very nice lightweight. Not super lightweight, so you have 4.0 ounces. It's not like bug out weight, but it's a good weight for me. A good size, good weight, comfortable in the hand. Carries really well in the pocket. So yeah, I'm very happy with this knife. I prefer to have a more usable point on a knife, but in reality, most of the things I do with knives is just cutting. So, and you can use the point for utility cuts, and it's definitely down low, so it's easy to use for that. So, if you need to poke into something, you'd have to kind of angle it. It doesn't work too well, but that's so rare. It's just more of a preference of aesthetics to me. I feel like a knife should have a point, I guess. Otherwise, what's the point? No, I'm just kidding. But function wise and use wise, I really can't complain about that. Beautiful knife, all blacked out. Carbon fiber looks really cool on there. It's that older school carbon fiber. It's slick. I felt slicker, but with that finger groove there, I feel like I really can get a good hold of it. Just the shape of the handle fits the hand so well that it's not feeling like it's sliding around. So yeah, I like the Chad. I don't know about if I like the name, and I'm not sure about the steel yet, but I've heard good things. So, and I do like to get new steel, so it all works out. Oh, nothing interesting. I noticed that it is a reversible clip, and it almost looks like a wire clip here, but this is a milled clip, and that is a very cool clip, and it goes in and out of the pocket really nice. Kunwu does some really, really good designs, very good designs. So that clip is very nice looking. I wonder if you could put a wire clip on there. Maybe of course, you'd have to have a nice big screw. I don't think I would, because I do like that clip a lot. But it keeps it from moving around, one screw to hold it in place. So maybe that's just what the grooves are for. But anyway, it is reversible, so that's nice. And of course, the axis crossbar lock is very ambidextrous. And you got the studs on both sides, the thumb triangles. You can see kind of how they're shaped. It definitely ramps up. So when you're doing that middle finger flick, you get kind of under that ramp, and it kind of helps you get it. With the thumb flick, for me, I get under it this way and push up. So it doesn't help as much that way, but middle finger flick is my favorite. It's definitely my preference on the opening. And of course, you can just pull the axis crossbar back and open it that way, or you can always just swing it. Just swing it if you want. Hopefully, I can get that fixed. This one still does it as well, but it is a little bit stronger. So anyway, that's it for the Chad. Nothing more to say. Got some good jimping here. Anything else? No milling on the inside. There's some liners in there because of the crossbar lock. You need to have a liner, and it goes all the way back, so that kind of helps with the rigidity of the knife. A couple barrel standoffs in there. It's very sharp, as you would expect from Kunwu. So anyway, that's the Chad, my buddy Chad. Okay, guys, I hope you're having a great day, great weekend, and I will see you on the next one.